right, now, listen up.
3, 2, 1.
It's showtime.
That's great.
This is ridiculous.
99.3 The Truth.
You can't handle the truth right now.
Ooh.
That was the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Let's do it.
Hit it.
It's time for Mac's World.
And here we go.
Everybody, let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Call Mac 244-0077 or text 809-0993.
It's showtime, everybody. Showtime.
Exclusively on 99.3 The Truth.
All right, 6 minutes after 3 o'clock on the 9th day of June in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy. It is going to be a fun day today. Nothing really heavy. We're not going to talk about hell. And what did you talk about yesterday? Evangelizing. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about flowers. Yes, flowers.
Your favorite thing.
And we're going to... I like flowers.
I
just don't have any green thumbs.
Yeah.
But I have a gardener that does. And then next hour, we're going to talk about some Christian music.
Yep.
And something's coming, right?
Yeah, in Norwalk. There's a Christian music festival, and we're going to learn all about it. I don't want to say too much about it because I'll probably say something wrong, but it's associated with...
You're not saying anything about it because you don't know anything about it.
That's also true. It's was inspired by the Life Light Music Festival in Northwest Iowa. Up there in the Sioux City area. It's part of that.
Okay. And so that'll be the 4 o'clock hour. Now, we will go over our news stories as always. And always the phone lines are open. It's your voice I want to hear in Mac's World, 515-244-0077. Or you can text us at the Service Legends Truth text line at 515-809-0993. And if you have something... You know, I don't like the term open line days because it just gets kind of confusing. But if you've got something, here, listen to this. Are you struggling with something? Are you feeling like the Holy Spirit's trying to tell you something, laying heavy on your heart? Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. My lines are open. You know, use a fake name. Call yourself Bob. And if you're a girl, call yourself, what do we use for girls?
Bobby. There we go.
But I'm serious. I mean, we're a Christian radio station. We love Jesus. We say his name as much as we can. If we can't be here for you when you're sitting in the office or sitting in your car or sitting wherever you are or running or whatever, and you're struggling with something, if we can't be a place that you can call in to get prayer, maybe we'll just pray with you. You know, I mean, I'm not Dr. What's that?
Dr. Phil?
Yeah, I'm not Dr. Phil or Dr. Who is the radio guy?
Where was
Dr. Joyce?
There was Dr. Laura for a long time.
Okay, yeah, I'm not.
She wouldn't pray with you either, though. She'd just tell you what's up.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't have any advice for you. I don't, unless God lays something on my heart in the middle of this thing. I'm not the solution. I'm the vehicle for you to get some prayer and maybe talk to somebody. And there are a few people in this room that are pretty good at scriptures. Chris Roloff, until yesterday, was excellent at scriptures. Yesterday, he lost.
Hey, Mac, I can't see you under the bus down here. I can't see you.
Okay, let me get the bus lifted up for you. No, that show yesterday. If you missed that show, you didn't miss anything. You know, it will not be rerun as a best of. I can promise you that.
So I come into I gotta say I come into the office this afternoon when you get in here after lunch, and I go into your office and I say, look, I haven't listened to the second hour again yet. Should I listen to it? And your comment was no, don't. And
usually I am all for listening to every show that we do because it's like, here's what it is. When we're in here doing this, we don't completely know what you're hearing. Does that make sense? I mean, everything's going on in here. It's like running traffic for an airline. But when we go back and listen to the show or watch it, then we're like you. We're a listener, and we hear things that normally we probably wouldn't hear in the studio.
I can testify to that.
Yeah.
So honestly, I mean, on a Saturday, there's a rerun, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm listening going, boy, was I there that day?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
And here's the example I give to you. You are you're a model. Now, you may have just laughed at yourself because you're not 5'11", 100 pounds. And I'm not talking about that kind of model. I'm talking about you're an example of something to some people. And you're about to go give that presentation. You're going to clear your throat. You're going to brush your hair, and then you're going to look in the mirror to see how it looks. That's what we do when we go back and listen to shows. We hold up the mirror and see what we've done. And I will tell you, after a few years of doing this, it makes it a better radio show. All right, let's get to the news because there's some stuff we want to talk about.
Are you telling me this show, the second hour yesterday, will not live in infamy?
It will not live in infamy. In fact, I may even take it off YouTube. I've only taken like 2 shows off YouTube in my life, and this may be one of them. All right, Dateline, Des Moines. This is important. Deputies are looking for a man who allegedly tried to abduct a 14-year-old girl in Des Moines this morning. The girl told police she was walking in the 5300 block of Northwest Meredith Drive. Did you hear that, Chris?
I did not.
Okay, get off your phone, little girl.
I'm doing a thing.
I don't care what you're doing. Put your phone down.
See how I get in trouble all the time.
This girl was walking in an area that you live in. 5300 Northwest Meredith Drive. At 8 p.m. last night, when a gray car neared, I don't know what neared means, according to a press release from the Polk County Sheriff's Office, a man jumped out of the car and started chasing her. She ran into a nearby home and told the residents to call the police. The man jumped back in his car and drove off, going northbound on Northwest 53rd Court. The girl described her suspect as a black male, age 25 to 30, bald, and wearing a white shirt. The make and model of the car is unknown, but apparently didn't have a hood. Sorry. It didn't have a hood and had a loud and defective muffler. If anybody knows anything about this, call Crime Stoppers. Remember, parents, remind your children what to do if they are approached by a stranger. Stranger danger. If you witness any suspicious activity in your neighborhood, please report it to the local law enforcement officials. Okay, that's not a joking matter, so I won't make any more jokes about Chris's car that doesn't have a hood. All right.
In all seriousness, though, that is very disturbing. There's been kind of a slew.
That's Urbandale.
It is.
That's Siberia.
Siberia. But it seems like there's just been a slew of this going on right now, at least in the way it's been reported. I've seen at least 2, maybe 3 of these videos just on Facebook recently of kids either being kidnapped or attempted kidnapped. There was one in a department store, and the mom was just fighting with the guy
I
who
saw
was trying to kidnap.
Dollar General.
Yeah, it was a Dollar General. That's what it was. And this is what happened.
Well, seriously, you want to know?
Is it Donald Trump's fault?
No, it's not Donald Trump's fault. It's the accuser's fault.
Oh.
We keep going. I'm going to get serious for a moment. We keep going the way we're going in this country with our morals and our lack of respect for each other, let alone a God who we should glorify. What do you think that the devil gets more free reign? Anyway, let's not. I'm already a nut about spiritual warfare this week, so I don't need to go any farther.
That's been your thing.
All right, Dateline. This is from Ames, but it's about Des Moines. There's a consulting firm in Ames. They confirmed today that a campus donated to the University of Iowa would be, quote unquote, acceptable short-term site for the Board of Regents to begin offering more degree programs in the capital city. And, of course, that is the AIB campus. Okay, Fluor and Bell. The report produced by MGT Consulting was prompted by the UI's acquisition of the AIB College of Business campus last year. It outlines the pros and cons of different locations for the Regents Resource Center, the details of a higher education course needed in Des Moines. Using the AIB campus would avoid the cost of building and developing a new campus, but stakeholders told MGT that the campus on the south side of the city needs upgrade and lacks some desired amenities and conveniences. So, what we've got here is now we've always had William Penn, we've always had Upper Iowa, we've always had some other state Simpson. They've always had state colleges that have campuses here, but now Iowa State and their group is looking to move in. In fact, I think they have classes in the Papa John Center downtown. And now the University of Iowa is looking to build, now ready for this word? This is a big word. Are you ready? Campus. Not a building, not a floor of a hotel or a big high-rise, which is cool. That's all right. But it's a campus where they have dorms, they have classrooms, they have everything they need there. The University of Iowa will be in Des Moines within a couple of years.
Now, you mentioned AIB, that's American Institute of Business?
Yeah, Fluor and Bell.
And they're going to use the same. It's going to be a business focus school for the University of Iowa. Is that what you said?
It's just a Des Moines campus.
Really?
So if you want to go to the University of Iowa, they already have master's and doctor PhD programs out of the Papa John Higher Learning Center downtown.
Right.
And they have discovered that that's been very successful.
So this is probably an upgrade to that, like you said, because the AIB campus has dormitories, has places for people to stay there.
But that probably won't be a long-term answer unless they can get some money from the regents and begin to redevelop that campus and redo it, because it is old.
It's older.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
All right. So that could be something that we would see, and you could be a Hawkeye. Well, I guess you're a Hawkeye anyway, but you could be a Hawkeye student and never leave your mother and father's basement. Isn't that nice? Mom?
That's a perk.
Yeah, except Mom just heard that, and she's getting the suitcases out. She's getting the luggage out. All right, one more thing real quick. Do you know, Chris Roloff, that a newly published article says nearly 1/3 of Iowans consume soda or pop drinks daily? Yes, I'm speaking to you, Mr. Diet Coke.
I don't drink Diet Coke.
What do you drink?
Well, this is coffee.
No. When I take you to lunch and it costs me another $2.50 because you want a pop, what is it? It's Diet Coke.
Dr. Pepper, preferably, and then they'll say, I'm sorry, we only have Pepsi products, and then I get sad.
That's 10th out of every 23 states examined in the article published by economic website 24/7 Wall Street. Iowa has 31.5% of its people drinking soda daily. The next one, Kansas, 31.3%. And the next one, Ohio, at 32.8%. All right, we're coming back. How would you like to have fewer dams in Des Moines? Did I just say that? It's coming up live here next on Mac's World on The Truth.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza! And it's got Graziano sausage!
Rock and Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens, rock on! This is Pat McManus for Rock and Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Okay. 21 minutes after 3 o'clock, 3:21 in the afternoon, 9th day of June in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy. The truth text line from Service Legends is 515-809-0993. And the hotline into the studio that Jebediah will answer is 515-244-0077. You are welcome. Your voice is what I want to hear today. We're going to give you an opportunity to get free... Not perennials.
Free annuals.
Pre-annuals. Annuals.
Yes.
And that means that it comes up once a year.
Yep. You plant it right now, and it will not make it through the winter, but you'll have some good flower, good color.
And will it come up again next year?
No. That would be a perennial.
It's good once.
Yep.
All right. And that is the gentleman that owns a brand new greenhouse. Been there 2 years in Grimes. Canoyer.
Correct.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
And your name is?
Kyle Canoyer.
Well, then it makes sense that it's Canoyers. And he's in here to talk about something that I don't know anything about, and that's plants. So you and I will learn about this together. If you've got a question about plants, get ready to call in and ask him. I just learned something. Most plant owners, like moi, kill their plants by what? Putting them in the sun too much? By not watering them enough? By watering them too much. Ding, 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 ding. That's amazing. I would have thought for sure we kill them by just drying them out.
Yeah, actually, people will see them start to wilt from being overwatered, and they assume it's being underwatered. They continue to give it more and more water when actually
have one that does that. I get up in the morning and I call it droopy.
Yep.
Because it's all like sad.
Yep.
And then I go put more water in it.
Yep.
But it gets happy then.
So
am I making it drunk?
No, you're doing that one fine. That one's correct.
That one's correct.
Yep. If it's perking out of it, then it was probably too dry. But most people are on the other end of it where they plant it and they start watering it every single day because they think it needs water every day and ends up going downhill.
Well, I want you to know that I have this radio station on in my house when I'm not there because my puppies are there and they like to hear my voice. I know that sounds weird. I'm just telling you it works. I also believe plants communicate with us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that too weird?
No, I think that's right on.
Okay, so I just said Droopy's. Oh, poor Droopy. I'm going to get you a drink. And Droopy's really happy now.
It's when they start talking back to you is when you have to worry.
Right.
I'm worried. So, do you need a drink? No, do you? All right, we'll get all that information from you when we come back. All right, this is kind of a cool news story, and I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Maybe you need to call in and tell me whether you agree with this. They're trying to make the Des Moines River downtown and the, what's the other river? Raccoon. They're trying to make that area around Grays Lake and then that other area right along Court Avenue, Grand Avenue, in front of the Embassy Suites. They're trying to make this all fun-friendly. Canoes, swimming, boating, all this kind of stuff. But the first thing they need to do is they need to eliminate the dams. Because these dams cause water movement that is unsafe to people. Have you ever heard somebody say they wouldn't say it because they were dead, but somebody said, yeah, there was somebody in the water and then they went over the dam and we never saw them again? You'd think they go over the dam and then just pop up. What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in the water? Bob. So you'd think that they're just bobbing along, but no, they get sucked under the dam. And so they want to clear out these dams. Why are the dams there, you might ask? Well, there's a power plant right there. There's a huge Mid-America power plant right there in the lake or on the river. So anyway.
So you're saying that they use the dam to generate electricity?
They used to. I don't think they do anymore. I think they've upgraded that to now. But they've always believed that those dams help us with the flooding downtown. Now, don't tell me that in 1993 or 98, but
93.
It calls for the removal of a hydroelectric dam that no longer produces power and a nearby smaller dam. The city is already removing the power plant. Oh, here we go. They're already removing the power plant next to the hydro dam, but officials say it will be a year before the dams and other river enhancements are completed. So, KCCI has this story. They also have a good video on it, and so you should check it out because this is, well, first of all, you're going to pay for it. Okay, you get that, don't you? Oh, yeah, it's covered by a local grant and some federal money. Well, where's the federal money come from?
Taxpayers.
Yeah, so...
I guess I'm going to have to learn how to canoe then.
Well, I mean,
if I'm going to have a nice canoeing river, I might as well use it.
Well, my guess is, before I'm dead and gone, there will be a beautiful... Because look at everything Des Moines' done. And you haven't been here that long, but for those of us that have been here, every time Des Moines sets out to do something recreational for the younger folks, they want to build apartments downtown, they want to build high-rise condos for the retired folks, they get it done.
And they're still threatening to put a Hy-Vee downtown.
There is a Hy-Vee downtown. It's being built.
Oh, see, that's how cool I am.
Yeah, no.
I just stay in the suburbs. It's safer.
No, they cleared that Midland building away. They have built I think it's 8 stories tall, something like that. And they've got the Hy-Vee on the main floor, and then they're going to have, I think, parking next, and then above that are going to be apartments.
Sweet. But they're going to get rid of the food trucks.
No, they're not going to get rid of the food trucks. Let me tell you what's going on with the food trucks. Can I tell you what's going on with the food trucks?
That makes me sad.
Well, here's what you've got. You've got the big money who own local restaurants, as well as bigger money that owns franchise restaurants. These guys are all pulling on the ears of the city council people saying this is taking business away from us. So you've got to do something about this, okay? Because remember, we, as most communities, we have several really good local restaurant operators.
Absolutely.
And they're all downtown now because downtown's so hot. And everybody's going, what are you doing? Now you're taking our... We can open up at 10:30 night and sell $3 tacos to drunk people on Court Avenue. But this truck thing has caused a problem. I mean, what if there was a... I'll tell you later. Kyle, right? Okay, what if a moving plant truck was parked outside the food depot and it said everything half price? You wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't like it, but that's the economy we live in.
Yeah, but you know what? I think our governments... I gotta get stronger and better than if I have somebody like that next to me. I agree. Competition makes us stronger. People always ask who my competitor is, and I say it's me in the middle of the night, because I'm not thinking about it. But I'm a former restaurateur, and I am so glad that I'm not operating restaurants anymore because this food truck thing would drive me crazy. They don't have any expense. Right. They don't pay taxes on a building or anything like that. What they do pay in taxes is minimal. Basically, it's a sales tax and a permit tax. Right. So they can produce that food a lot less. They can hightail it out of there when something goes wrong, and I'm stuck in bricks and mortar trying to make my customers happy. But I know it's cool.
Well, that's the thing is it's cool, and it's not. I don't think it's $3 tacos. Last time I went to a food truck, it wasn't cheap. I mean, years ago when I was young, see, I grew up on the border.
When I was young, back when I walked to school in
like 2010, remember that? Like 2010, when I
got chased by the Indians across the Texas plains.
When I grew up on the border, and so there a food truck was, that's like the $1 taco. I mean, that's a construction worker food for lunch, right? But now they're cool, they're swank. You're paying $10 for that taco.
Really?
Out of that food. It's foo-foo stuff, man. It's not cheap food anymore. It's cool food, and a lot of times really neat chef like that. I want to say the Taco Apocalypse guy.
Yes,
he's got one of the food trucks, and he's a talented gentleman.
Yeah,
and so this isn't it's not cheap food necessarily.
Yeah, there's a new taco place that opened up in West Des Moines where the old maybe Earl Mays is still there, but right in that area, and it's called Taco something, and the food is amazing. But it's like $6 a taco.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Then you got Taco Cat.
That's right. You know what Taco Cat is, don't you, Kyle?
I don't, no.
If you spell Taco Cat backwards, you know what it says?
What's that?
Taco Cat. All right, so 515-244-0077. You're always welcome to call in and tell us what you think.
So dumb.
I know.
So dumb.
I know it is, but it just always makes us giggle.
I still get texts occasionally from people.
Yeah.
Taco Cat. That's just all I get.
That's all I get.
That's the whole text. I don't even...
Yeah, Jill King will Facebook me sometimes and give me Taco Cat. And what's the other one? There's another one that she gave me that's spelled backwards. It's all right. All right, anyway. All right, I want to introduce you to our guest. His name is Kyle, and his last name is, spell it for me, would you?
Canoyer.
And if you've spent any time on 141 in the last couple of years, you know that on the west side of the street, I don't know, 3 blocks from that big intersection there. What is that? That's northeast.
It's south. Well, it depends which way you go. 54th Street towards Johnston and 37th towards Grimes.
Or towards Grimes,
right.
Yeah. All right. It's the big intersection right there by the Toyota place.
Mm-hmm.
You built a very impressive looking greenhouse. Was that your design?
That was, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. What is your background into this business that you're so passionate about?
So in 1986, my parents were farmers, grew up on a farm. Farming was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And in the 80s. And to survive, we started growing our own vegetables, sweet corn, along with a small greenhouse where we grew our own flowers because my mom would spend way too much money on plants.
Yeah.
And we couldn't afford it, so we started growing our own. And then the neighbors started stopping by and buying more and more. So we continued to build more greenhouses, and we built a retail in Griswold, Iowa, which is south of Atlantic.
Okay.
And then in 2006, we built a retail in Omaha, a suburb called Papillion.
I know it well.
And then 2 years ago, we built up here in Des Moines.
Okay. All right. And so I'm going to make a bad pun here, but this is a homegrown business.
It is a homegrown business,
yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, grassroots business. All right.
It is.
Now, what you're offering to our listeners is if they'll just stop by Canoyer.
Correct.
I want to make sure I say that. And give me the address again, because I took down the website.
3355 Southeast Gateway Drive. And it's just north of 8035 on 141, right next to Toyota. So
yeah, right down the street from that. And actually, I know it's on Gateway because that's the side street.
Correct.
But you could also say that it's on 141.
Correct.
You got to get off on a side street. And if you have not been to, I didn't know that I had been to your greenhouse, but I stop there every once in a while because I eat lunch in Grimes on Friday. And it's just, have you been to it? It's really beautiful.
I have not, to be honest with you. I saw the website has great photos, and I have to confess I have not been out there. But it's a beautiful website, and so that at least whet my appetite.
Yeah, see, this is somebody who just lives on their phone all day long. Well, I looked at the website.
I was on the interwebs.
I assume your farm was in western Iowa?
It was. Yes.
So in the 80s, when we were doing some pheasant hunting over in that area, there was a lot of empty houses, a lot of empty farmhouses. So that was probably about the time that the family farmer started fleeing western Iowa.
That's correct. Things went really downhill that time. Interest rates were so high, inflation was so high, and a lot of farmers didn't make it. And my dad was really stubborn and was not about to take bankruptcy or do anything. And so we actually, started diversifying, planted 13 acres of sweet corn, and then we would pick it at 5 in the morning and go set on the streets in Omaha and sell it just to get by.
So did you want to stay on the family farm, or it was just necessity that you had to?
So we got in farming at the wrong time and got out at the wrong time. We exited farming in the year 2000. So we missed all the wonderful high grain prices in 2000. But that's all right. We have a nice garden center business. I always wanted to be in the garden center business. My brother, Brad, who runs our store in Omaha, he always wanted to be a farmer. So we were kind of two different people that way.
All right, we're going to take our next break here. And when we come back, what Kyle's going to offer you, he's going to bribe you. I mean, he's going to give you a gift. I'm bribing you. If you'll just stop by Canoyer Garden Center anytime here in the next week, they'll give you a complimentary annual.
Correct.
Okay. And I'm going to learn about what an annual is, because to me, that's a contract that goes for 12 months. So we're going to talk to Kyle, and also Jill has given us more of those things that go backwards and forwards spelled correct, like Taco Cat.
Like race car?
Yep. We'll talk about it next, live here on The Truth.
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Hobbs.
And I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money-back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
22 minutes before the top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News, and then it's us. And who's going to be on here next hour? We're going to have a musician, right?
Jeff Arundel.
And is he going to sing and play for us?
No.
Why?
He's going to bring music. He's going to bring recorded music, though.
So Jebediah will have to play. Why can't he play? Why can't he bring like his guitar in?
Maybe he can. Maybe he's listening and he's thinking, Chris told me not to bring my guitar.
You told him not to bring a guitar?
Yeah, and now you're mad, and now Jeff's going to turn around and go back and get his guitar.
And he'll be
sorry
late.
about that, Jeff, and now he's going to be late. I'm sorry, buddy. It's Mac's fault. You can blame Mac.
Jebediah, you got to help me out on this one. They're making extra work for you to download the music when he can just sit here and strum the guitar.
Jeff's going to bring it.
Right, but how's it going to get played on the radio? Jebediah's going to have to download it into the system.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He could do it. You can do it, right, Jeb?
2 days in a row.
I believe in you.
Roll off.
I believe in you.
I want to talk about something interesting. I want to talk about the housing market. I don't know if you know this, but we are in a housing crunch. There are more buyers than there are sellers. People are putting houses on the market for days and getting them sold, not weeks or months. So if you're thinking for whatever reason it's time to upsize, downsize, do something different, I want to recommend a realtor to you, a professional real estate agent. His name is Seth Walker. He's with RE/MAX. He works for my buddy Rob Spearman. Thank you very much. I had a senior moment there. And you need to call, please call Seth and interview him. You got to interview him. I'm not telling you to give him a job. Interview him. See if he's somebody you want to work for. Get your house listed on the market. You'll make... Well, the economy right now says you're going to make maybe 10 to 15, maybe not 15, 10 to 14% more on your house than you would have a year ago. And that's just because everybody wants houses. The housing market is going crazy. So if this is your time to upgrade, downgrade, sell, you want to rent, I don't know your reason for wanting to sell. Maybe it's just purely profit. because you can finally make some money on that house. Call Seth Walker, 577-3728, and tell him Max sent you. All right, our guest today is Kyle Canoyer, and that's Canoyer, and he has Canoyer Nursery.
Garden Center.
See, I didn't write that down. And that is located at 3355 Southeast Gateway Drive. Basically, it's about a half mile north of the Toyota dealership off 141.
Yes.
Okay. And anybody that goes in there between now and close of business next Friday, you'll be given a complimentary annual. Now, tell me, an annual is something you plant, or it just sits in the pot that you buy it in?
No, typically you would plant it into another container or plant it into the ground. It's going to last through the season till it gets cold in fall or early winter.
What if you left it inside?
Annuals usually don't do very well inside. You would transition to more of a houseplant or a tropical if you went inside.
Now, are there different types of annuals?
There's a lot of different annuals.
Okay, we don't want to go through all of them. Is a pansy one?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to write down pansy because that makes me think of Frank. Pansy. And then how about sunflower?
Yeah, sunflowers would be.
Yeah, well, that makes me think of Bob. And what do you have that would make me think of Chris? Like a
petunia?
A petunia! A petunia! There we go.
Kyle, you just...
Sorry, I don't know what else to say.
You just won the hearts of everyone. I love it. It's great.
I don't know what else to say.
I was thinking like a... What's that one that eats people?
like a Venus flytrap?
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. The horror.
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah. What was that movie? The
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. I didn't like that movie, but the plant was cool.
I didn't like that movie.
All right.
I do have a listener question, but I don't know how to say the name of the thing.
The name of the plant? The person?
Kyle, what is this thing? What is this?
Yeah, show Kyle. You've got a garden expert in your studio.
Lisianthus. So the question is about Lisianthus?
Yes.
Are there special soil conditions for these flowers, and can I grow them from seed?
Yes, typically you can grow them from seed. They are a very tricky plant. We bring in Lisianthus actually out of Florida with our tropicals. Typically, Lisianthus likes to be ran a little drier. If it sets in water, it does not do well at all.
Okay.
And it kind of melts. I mean, with the humidity, it struggles sometimes.
Okay.
It's not an easy plant. I'd say if you're a beginner, I would stay away from that. But
maybe if you don't know how to say it, probably don't.
But no, I mean, they're very neat, and some people have really good luck with them and do a really good job. But yeah,
but they can make it here. I mean, this isn't a dry climate. I mean, by any chance.
No, they can make it here. They can make it here. They're just a little more sensitive, a little more touchy to grow.
Very cool.
515-244-0077. If you've got questions, you're welcome to call us on the air. If you'd like to get on the Service Legends Truth text line at 515-809-0995. 993. Thank you. You're welcome to do that. Our guest today is Kyle Canoyer from Canoyer Garden Center, 3355 Southeast Gateway Drive, and we're talking about plants. Because we got to talk about something different than some of the stuff I don't care about Donald. Do you care about Donald Trump? Do you care that today Barack Obama came out and endorsed Hillary Clinton? Are we surprised? Was that a shocker?
You mean he's putting his thumb on the scale on an FBI investigation?
Yep, he is. All right, so we're not going to talk about that today. So we're just
going to bring that up, and we're just going to skip right over it.
We're going to talk about annuals, and we've got a caller, and I want to make sure they get him on when Jebediah gets his name up there. Hey, you're live in Mac's World. Thank you for calling in. How are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
Good, and what's your name?
Stacy.
Lucy?
Stacy.
Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Hi.
Do you have a question about a plant from Kyle Canoyer, or would you like us to pray with you?
Well, you probably need to pray over my plants because I have a brown thumb.
I know where the other two brown thumbs are now. You have the other right and left.
That's right.
All right, Stacy, Kyle is listening. Go ahead.
I have a question about Lisianthus.
Okay.
Maybe this was. I think Stacy. Did you message on Facebook also?
I did.
Okay, so we did. But go ahead and ask it again.
Wait, I want to ask you a question. First of all, how do you say it?
Lisianthus.
Luzianthus. Lysianthus. Like Lizzie Borden took an axe and... All right. Lysianthus. Stacy, why do you care about Lysianthus? Because you're kind of passionate about this little weed.
Because a dear lady that I used to know, she just passed away this year.
Oh.
And she had she was like a master gardener and had the most beautiful Lysianthus. And I've never seen anyone else grow it. And she seemed to have no problem. But like I said, my plants need a revival every once in a while.
Okay, so
I'm wondering, how difficult is it to grow? And is there some kind of special soil that you need? Can I grow it from a seed? Is it something I have to order plants? How does that work? Because I haven't seen anyone else have it.
Typically most people do buy it as a plant already partly grown. It's going to be a little bit stronger, more rooted out, more established for you. It's going to be difficult to find seed, but there is seed that you can buy. Lysianthus, I was telling these guys a second ago, it's very tricky to grow. It's not very forgiving. And so for it's
not like Jesus at all.
It's not the Jesus plant, no. But if you're a beginner, it is very difficult because you need to kind of recognize the signs of being underwatered, overwatered, and what's going on with it. The people that do grow it, it is absolutely beautiful, and people will stop by wondering what that plant is.
All right.
Does it come in a plastic variety? Can I just plug that in?
A plastic variety, yes.
That's the easiest kind.
The Silk Flower Shop down there in Valley Junction. All right,
Definitely.
So is this an annual?
Yeah.
All right, so Stacy, what I'd like you to do is you stop out and ask for Kyle. He sleeps there 24/7.
Right now, he probably does.
Tell him that you talked to him on the radio with Mac, and then he'll give you a complimentary Lysiana. And maybe, did I goof it up again?
You did, but we are out of those now. So we don't.
Out of those.
We wouldn't. We carry those kind of through May, but when we get this humidity and heat in the greenhouse, they just melt on me in the greenhouse. So that's something that you would want to definitely purchase late April, early May.
Okay.
And get it planted and get it growing before June hits.
All right, Stacy. Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it, and we'll be back here live in Mac's World on 99.3 The Truth.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens, rock on! This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
10 minutes before the top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News, and then we'll be back. And at some point, a gentleman's going to come in. His name is?
Jeff Arundel.
Arundel.
Yes.
Man, today's a bad day for me with names. These are tough names. And we're either going to play some of his music or he's going to play it live because there's a concert, a Christian concert, coming up in Norwalk later on this summer, and we're going to tell you about it.
Yeah, we'll get all the details from Jeff.
Okay. Right now, Kyle Canoyer is here from Canoyer's Garden Center. That's 3355 Southeast Gateway Drive in Grimes. Basically, it's about a mile south of 8035 on 141. Right there just south of the Toyota shop. You may have seen the building. It's it's kind of blue, right?
The roof's got a bluish cast to it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a glass.
And they've been open 2 years, and they want to introduce you. So the best way to introduce their garden center to you is to give you something for stopping by. They will give you a complimentary 4-inch annual, and I've been told that could be a pansy or a sunflower or a petunia or many, many others. And it's a 4-inch pot. So this isn't a $100 plant, but it's worth you stopping by to get one, to meet Kyle, to meet some of his other good employees, and ask them questions like Stacy just asked you. That poor woman was going to go out and find one of those Lizianas somewhere, and it wasn't going to make it, right?
Correct.
And you're honest enough to say, I don't carry him anymore because they won't make it.
Yep.
That's rare. Do you know that? That's rare. I mean, most of the time when you're a retailer, just sell whatever I can, and once they get it out the door, buyer beware. Kyle's not going to do that. He's going to take the time to create a relationship with you. He's going to take the time to listen to what you want, not tell you what you need. Think about that. How would you like to be understood rather than you understanding? How would you like to be able to tell somebody that here's what I want? I want something yellow, and I want it a little taller, and then I want a couple of red things, because that's what flowers are, right? Unless you're like Kyle and you know all these things. They're purple, and they're orange, and they're yellow, and that one dies, and I have to water that one more, and the cat gets in that one, well, now you've got somebody you can go out and talk to, Kyle Canoyer at Canoyer Garden Center, 3355 Southeast Gateway Drive, right there off 141. And if you go in there, you got to tell them that you heard it on this radio station, or you just heard it on the radio.
Sure.
Just heard it on the radio. If you can say, I heard it on Max World on 99.3 FM, The Truth, then I will appreciate it. But if you just say the radio, we're the only radio they're on right now. And so just stop out anytime between today and next Friday, not tomorrow, but next Friday, and you'll get a complimentary plant just for stopping by. Do you carry, okay, now I gotta think of it. They're real hard to grow. They're tall. They have colored flowers. They're like $30 at Hy-Vee. Small. Like 4-inch, come on, I'm looking around. Frank doesn't.
Dude, at this point, I don't know anything about, but that sounds really generic at this point.
They're really hard to grow, and they're expensive, and maybe starts with an M.
Chrysanthemums?
Marijuana?
No, Robert. All right, never mind. I can't think of it. I'll think of it after you're gone.
We do have a large selection there. We have annuals, perennials, trees, shrubs, tropicals, houseplants, and then what's really cool is we have a very large gift shop as well with
really?
Local home decor stuff. My wife Stephanie, she goes all over the United States, down to Atlanta to the Gift Mart, Las Vegas, Chicago, and finds a lot of unique items to bring into your home.
Okay, I have a question if I can ask this. What do you do from Thanksgiving to Easter?
Correct. So we actually grow poinsettias as well.
Okay.
So we just planted mums. So mums will be ready at the end of August, September, October.
Orchids.
Yes.
Orchid. See? Orchid.
Orchids are expensive and they are tough to grow.
With the pretty little flowers. Yeah, there.
Everybody
I knew it'd
yes.
come to me.
Yes, absolutely. We have the orchid soil, the bloom booster, everything you need.
Okay.
For the orchids as well.
All right.
But we'll have poinsettias at Christmas time. Okay. We do a gift shop.
Do you do trees?
We have smaller Christmas trees.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
We don't.
So do you kind of take that time off, or
no? Nope. And then
so not like a preacher, you just work on Sundays. You actually work other days.
Actually, December, January, February, March, we're transplanting for spring. So we start geraniums, and then we transition into the grasses, the spikes, everything you can imagine. So actually for us, January and February are actually more busy than even November, December, when we're selling poinsettias and fresh greens for your containers and the gift shop stuff. So there's no longer a big gap. We're constantly growing something.
All right, I want to ask you a business question. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. I grew up in southeast Nebraska.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beatrice.
Oh, no.
And my mother was a plant person.
Yep.
And we were Earl May people.
Absolutely.
I'm asking the question, so you're not saying anything bad, but it seems like Earl Mays are kind of disappearing.
They are. They've lost quite a few stores.
Yeah.
For example,
Douglas, right over here by the mall.
In 2006, when I went into Omaha with our store, and it had nothing to do with us going in, I want to say in the metro area of Omaha, counting Council Bluffs, there was 5 or 6 Earl Mays, and there's one left now.
Okay, this is not a question about Earl Mays.
Sure.
This is a question about
just business.
Your business.
Yeah.
What makes you famous?
So for us, it's where we grow a lot of our own product.
Okay.
We can get it to the quality that we expect. So a lot of these garden centers and a lot of places, especially the ones that set up temporarily, they're at the mercy of somebody else growing it. It sits on a truck for a week before it gets to them. For us, I've got a growing facility right out our back door of our retail, and I can walk out there and restock our retail. I can constantly have something new and something fresh growing. So most people come to us for our annuals. Our hanging baskets are what was really, I would say, put us on the map here in Des Moines.
Okay.
The first year, they went really well, and then second year they got better. This year they just we sold out.
Okay,
we sold out before June, and
that's awesome.
We increased production and everything, but people love our hanging baskets.
All right, you now know someone who is very, very knowledgeable. I'd fair to call you an expert, a business expert, very, very knowledgeable about plants, and you didn't know that before. You may have had somebody here or there that you stopped in at, but they're not going to help you at Walmart or Sam's Club, and those are going to be the lowest quality, the ones that sit on the truck. Just check it out. Don't take my word for it. You know, I always tell people, don't trust me. Just check it out, and someday you'll say, you know, that Mac, he's right. He's right like half the time. He's pretty good. So this weekend, next week, go to Canoyer Garden Center, 3355 Southeast Gateway Drive, right there on 141. Tell them you heard it on the radio, and they'll give you a complimentary 4-inch annual. And you can plant it and think of us whenever you look at it. And then, of course, it'll die, and you'll think of us, too. So, Kyle, thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
You were a good guest.
Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of times, here's how my guest goes. So, Kyle, tell me about your business. Right?
Yes.
Okay, it's a complimentary annual at Canoyer Garden Center, 3355 Southeast Gateway Drive, and that's there right off of 141. God bless you for what you do.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We're coming back with the next hour. Music and more. Music on this station? Yeah, we're going to mix it up right here on The Truth.
Thank you, guys.